There is one powerful tool I would like to share with you guys in this video today. This particular tool is one of the most powerful tools you can find in forex trading. So many forex traders ignore this tool or probably don't know how to use this tool. I have made use of this tool and it has helped me in my trading journey. Today, I would like to show you guys the power of the tool called Fibonacci. I will not want to bore you with the history and background of how this Fibonacci came to play or stuff. That is not why we are here. I just want to go straight to the point, how I make use of this tool and how you can also make use of this tool in order to make sniper entries in your trade. Now, so many forex traders have different ways they make use of the Fibonacci tool, and I'll be showing you guys how I go about making use of this Fibonacci tool. Without wasting much of your time, let's dive in. This right here is called the Fibonacci tool, and if I should click on these setting buttons here, I would like to show you guys how I went about setting my Fibonacci tool. Now, once I click on this setting button right here, you guys can see that some of the boxes are unchecked. For example, this 0.382 was unchecked, this one was unchecked, and this one was unchecked. Now, these ones that were checked are the ones I make use of, most especially the 0.618 and the 0.5. Those are the ones I make use of majorly. This particular one here and this tool here. Now, there is one thing about the Fibonacci you should understand. The Fibonacci tool works on a trending market. It doesn't work on a consolidating or ranging market. It only works on a trending market. Whether the trend is bullish or bearish, you can make use of the Fibonacci. And I will give you reasons why I love using the 0.618 and 0.5. And as I said, whatever I'll be sharing with you guys here today is my own perspective or idea on how I make use of this tool and how it has helped me a lot. Now, this particular zone here, the 0.618 and 0.5 is what I call the golden ratio. It is called the golden ratio zone. So what do I do? If I'm to enter any trade, be it a buy or sell, I will wait for the market, if it is on a downtrend, to pull into this particular zone before I'll be looking for selling opportunities. And if it is in an uptrend, I'll wait for the market to also pull into this particular zone before I will start looking for bullish opportunities. Now, how do I draw the Fibonacci? On a downtrend, you connect the recent high and the recent low. I repeat, on a downtrend, you connect the recent high and the recent low, while on an uptrend, you connect the recent low and the recent high. Now, let's go. If I should, this particular trend here, this is an example of a bearish market. You can see it. The market is tanking to the downside. This is an example of a bearish market right there. If I should pick my Fibonacci tool, this is the recent high and this is a recent low. And if I should draw it and drag it all the way here, I'll be expecting the market to come inside 0.5 or 0.618. It's either the market touches this red zone or touches this green zone, or it is inside these two zones. Then I will start looking for selling opportunities. Whenever the market comes into this zone or comes to touch any of these zones, that is when I will start looking for selling opportunities. Let's say I come into this market and the market has left this zone and is dropping all the way down. Once I see a retracement starts happening, all I need to do is to draw my Fibonacci tool. Once I draw my Fibonacci tool, I draw this particular rectangular zone like this and wait for price to tap into this zone. Once price taps into this zone, coupled with other confluences I have, I will start looking for entries at this particular zone. Let me show you how powerful this tool is. Now that we have seen the most recent high and the most recent low, and we saw that price got into the golden ratio and drop, now price has created another recent high and another recent low. If I should still pick this Fibonacci, this was the previous retracement, the high the price made. Once I drop it here and drag it to this recent low right here, now you can see that if you missed an opportunity here, you still have another chance to enter right here. You can see price came into play into this golden zone and drop. Now this is the new high price has created, and this is the new low price has created. If I should pick it up, drag and drop, you can see that price came into our golden ratio, though it consolidated there for a while, but it still dropped. That is how powerful the Fibonacci tool is. Now that you have been able to see how it works on a downtrend, let's see how the Fibonacci tool works on an uptrend. Now this is an example of an uptrend, right? Price making consistent higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and so on and so forth. You come into this market, and let's say for instance, you want to enter this market after doing your analysis, and your analysis is telling you to buy, and you jump into this market. You as I said earlier, on an uptrend, you look for the most recent low and the most recent high, then you drag. And what happened? Price came, even though it fell below this 0.618. Sometimes it must not always be accurate. Even though it fell below, it still closed above and rally all the way up. Now, this zone here is the most recent low, and this is the most recent high. If I should pick the Fibonacci tool and track, you can see that price came into this zone. And there's something you guys should know. While mastering your strategy, master it to an extent that you know when price wants to move and when price is resting. Now, why do I say so? This Fibonacci, though it works in other in other pairs like the euro, AUD and stuff, but at the longest, I noticed that it works mostly or perfectly on GBP USD. Whenever it comes to GBP USD, the Fibonacci tool hardly fails. When I mean hardly fails, I mean 80% of the time, if you are trading in alignment with the Fibonacci, you are correct. You are correct. Now, this is the most recent low and this is the most recent high. If we should pick our tool, drag all the way to this top, you will see price came, it did not enter this in between the 0.5 and 0.618, but it touched this 0.5 and then rally up. Now, in essence, what am I trying to say? I'm not trying to say that it must always come into that zone before you look for trading opportunities. No, there are sometimes when you make use of other tools, even if it doesn't align with the Fibonacci and you are 80% sure of that trade, you can go ahead and take the trade. Let's take, for instance, this is an example of it. This is the recent swing high, right? This is the recent swing low, sorry, and this is the recent swing high, and this is our pullback. Now look at what happened here. If I should drag from the recent swing low to the recent swing high, you can see that price came back into the where this particular low started before rallying up. Does it mean that this tool doesn't work? No. One thing about forex trading is if you have a strategy that works 70% or 80% of the time, or even 60, you have a nice strategy. Let's say, for instance, I was expecting this market to come back into this zone from here to here before going up, but after entering the market at this zone, my stop loss will be at this low right here, but for some reason the market came down to hit my stop. But that is not what we should be counting. What we should be counting, that we at least out of 5 trades, we were able to be right 4 times. Now, why did the market came all the way here. It is simple. If I should use my trend line to draw, you will see that the market came to play into my trend line before rallying. Now that the market came to play into this trend line, if I should take out my Fibonacci once more, swing high to swing low to swing high, you see that the market still came into my Fibonacci before rallying all the way up. So guys, that is how the Fibonacci tool work. I'm not saying that other levels in Fibonacci do not work, but this is how I personally make use of the Fibonacci to take sniper entries. So if you want to make use of the Fibonacci, or if you want to go in depth of how I analyze the trade, making use of other tools, I have a course that I have put together that is going to teach you everything, taking you from the basics to the advanced level in trading. All you have to do is to click the link at the description of this video and purchase the course, and I will be right beside you to hold your hand all the way. See you on my subsequent video. Bye bye and bye.